Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a topic that we haven't talked about in a very, very long time. But this is a topic that actually started my YouTube channel. You know, this really, Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, really put this channel on the map initially and got me my first few couple of thousand subscribers. And then it kind of just blew up from there. But we have this article here from Bounding into Comics that says, rumor, Amazon cast Gavi Singh Chera to portray Sauron's original form, possible race-swapped Anatar in Season 2 of The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is a picture going around that I actually reposted on Twitter that I thought was pretty damn hilarious, and I'm going to pull this up right now for you guys. Where if you look at this post, all I did was literally put LOL, because when reading this, I thought it was just so hilarious that I had nothing else to say about it. But this is the person that supposedly is being hired for Season 2 of The Rings of Power to portray Sauron. Now, where Halbrand is going to fall into place, I really don't know. I don't know if they're going to explain this in a way that Sauron is able to just change his form, which we obviously know is canon, but still, it's like, why do this? Why go through this? Why go through this extent, right? You're doing this because you missed an opportunity. You missed an opportunity to provide more diversity in a show that was already overly fake diverse against the lore, and now you're going to do this again, right? So you're going to find a loophole in the lore to try to provide more fake diversity onto the show. But yes, apparently this is going to be the actor for Sauron in Season 2. So let's get into this article, guys, from Bounding into Comics. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button, man. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. So it says, in seemingly confirming that the studio has learned nothing from the backlash to their disrespecting of J.R.R. Tolkien's iconic novels, the latest whispers among the Shire suggest that Amazon has cast budding actor Gavi Singh Chera to portray the titular villain's original form in the upcoming second season of The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought Amazon was going to learn anything, and we've said many times that Amazon was not going to learn a damn thing, guess what? We were right. We already knew that that was going to be the case. Amazon is not the kind of company to learn something when it comes to these fake diversity quotas that they have. They are using Lord of the Rings specifically and purposefully to portray more diversity that they already knew didn't exist in the books. And if they would look hard enough, they would realize that a lot of the diversity that they are seeking was actually in the books if they looked and read and followed the lore. But the problem is with Amazon, they need people to have that nostalgia. They need people to have those member berries. So they know that the clout is not in the people of Harad. The clout is in the elves, the hobbits, the dwarves. That's where the clout's at. So they're going to put the diversity in characters they weren't naturally diverse in the books to begin with, because that's what's going to garner the most clout for them. That's what's going to make people go, oh, that's an elf, and look, it's a black one. That's really what they care about. It says this casting rumor was first raised to the many kingdoms of men courtesy of December 24th exclusive from Lord of the Rings fan site Fellowship of Fans. According to the outlet's chief editor Francesco Leonetti, the universally unwanted second season, that's great, that's so true, of The Rings of Power will see the undeclared war, and Mother Teresa and Me actor play the original form version of the character, which is meant to be angelic and ethereal per sources. In flashback scenes, original form Sauron will have long hair, he detailed, of the Dark Lord's upcoming on-screen appearance, while in present day scenes in Eregion, well, he apparently will have shorter hair. Look at this guy. I mean, you fucking kidding me? Like, this is gonna be Sauron? Are you serious right now? This is who you're getting to play. I can't even take it serious. This is who you're getting to play Sauron? This guy? This is the guy? Okay, I guess. Further, Leonetti claimed that he had finally confirmed that Anatar, otherwise known as the guy Sauron took during the Second Age to allow himself to deceive the elves of Eregion into forging the series' titular rings, is a character name listed for The Rings of Power Season 2. However, despite both this character listing and the fact that Chera will allegedly be portraying the villain during an early period of his life, the site editor stressed that there is no confirmation or evidence yet as to whether original form Gavi equals Anatar. Ladies and gentlemen, I really do believe this rumor. I do, because there was a lot of rumors that came out regarding Rings of Power Season 1 that they swore was not the case. They swore that everything was going to follow the lore. It was going to follow the books. They went back to the books, back to the books. You guys remember all that nonsense. And guess what happened from all that? Every single bit of it was a lie. The entire thing was a lie. They lied from the beginning all the way to the fucking end regarding Rings of Power. So I guarantee you they're lying now. now. It says, turning to Sauron's role in the upcoming season, Leonetti then noted that, as was expected, most of the Rings of Power will be forged in Season 2 in Celebrimbor's Tower and given by Sauron to different races, though it is unconfirmed as to which form will be distributing the rings. Closing out with a brief rundown of all we know about Gavi's form of Sauron so far, the editor detailed how in episodes 7 and 8 of Season 2, he will be in a region and share scenes with Celebrimbor. He will be on the battle sets, aka the sacking of Eregion, and will be in black and golden armor. He will appear in a flashback scene and has filmed a fight scene with Adar, and that there is an important scene between them, Celeborn and Galadriel. Ultimately, he concluded his scoop with the final detail that the promotional photos of characters in costume were taken during the filming of Season 2 and edited. Well, first of all, I'm honestly surprised they're even mentioning Celeborn, right? So Celeborn was literally just thrown to the side, right? And Galadriel just remembered that she had a husband all the way towards the end of it, but really, like, it just, the entire thing was ridiculous, and now they're actually bringing out Celeborn into this whole thing. I just find it to be very lazy. I feel like they're just looking for another name that they can slap on to make people go, oh, I know that character, I remember that character, right? Like, they're going for the member berries, they're going for the nostalgia bait. That's what they're going for. They're taking names that they know people know who are into Lord of the Rings, and they're doing whatever the hell they want to do with them. Like, that the story is just completely muddled and it's all over the place, that they can't even follow the books if they wanted to at this point. It's impossible. It's a literal impossibility. There is no way that this lore is anywhere close to what you know Lord of the Rings to be. So if you're a hardcore Lord of the Rings fan, obviously, like I said with Season 1, ignore this. Season 2 is going to be nothing different. Season 2 is just going to be more bastardization of Tolkien. It's going to be more bastardization of Lord of the Rings, a franchise that is getting bastardized by everybody and its mother at this point. Wizards of the Coast did the same exact thing. It's a joke now. Like, the story that you know and love is in the original books. Everybody knows this. The Silmarillion too. Everybody knows that. So if you want to have the story as it should have been told and as it was told and will be told forever, even past this bullshit TV show, then stick to the books, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you don't like reading books, I promise you, you probably will enjoy Lord of the Rings. It says, while many may respond to this news by rushing to decry it as yet another instance of Hollywood race swapping, a number of factors currently warrant caution regarding the label's application. First and foremost among them is the fact that in his original writings, Tolkien himself did not provide any physical description to Sauron's original form, nor any regarding the general appearance of the Dark Lord's ethereal race, the Maiar. Oh, here we go. Bounding into comics is trying to pull the typical left-wing description. Well, XYZ person never actually described what they look like. We get it. Okay, we get it. But still, the fact is, they're doing this not because it was never foretold, thus it must be. It's not that. It's simply, oh, we found a loophole here in the lore that this person never specifically stated what this guy looked like, so this is our chance to insert someone who's dark-skinned, because that's what we need to do in modern-day entertainment. They could have easily made the character white if they wanted to, but they specifically chose not to. Why? Because this is their opportunity. The character was never described to be white, so they're going to make sure they throw in a dark-skinned character, even though the chances of that actually being the case is slim to essentially none. He says he did, however, specify that the Maiar were capable, like their progenitors, the Valor, of shape-shifting into any form they choose when interacting with the world of elves and men. Their shape comes to the knowledge of the visible world rather than of the world itself, and they need it not, save only as we use raiment, wrote Tolkien in the Silmarillion. Therefore, the Valar may walk if they will unclad, and then even the Eldar cannot perceive them, though they may be present. But when they desire to clothe themselves, the Valar take upon the form some as of a male and some as a female. Well, they definitely don't take the form of a trans person, so that's definitely the case. As for Maiar's own possession for the abilities, in the same book he later noted that with the Valar came other spirits whose being also began before the world, of the same order of the Valar but less degree. However, should J.R.R. end up actually portraying Sauron in his aforementioned Anatar form, the label of race swap would most definitely apply. Per Tolkien's writings in Unfinished Tales of Numenor and Middle-earth, as edited by his son Christopher, when Sauron finally chose to don said guise, he does so by wearing the fairest form that he can contrive. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, fairest form means that it was the whitest character of very, very white skin, and that would absolutely qualify as a race swap, and that's only if he decides to actually do the character of Anatar. But again, we don't know that. We don't know if this is going to be the case yet, but most likely it will be. But given the possibility, as illuminated by Leonardi's inability to confirm whether or not J.R.R. would in fact portray Anatar, that the villain's deceptive transformation could be portrayed by another actor, it's still too early to make any definitive calls regarding whether or not Amazon has performed yet another race swap. Notably, both times Anatar has been depicted outside of the novels, making appearances in Middle-earth's Shadow of War and the Lord of the Rings Online Shadows of Angmar, though under the name Antheron in the later due to rights issues related to the Silmarillion, he has been shown with aptly fair white skin. That's always how he's been shown, ladies and gentlemen. This is nothing, like, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you should know this. This is nothing strange, nothing different. Obviously, this character is meant to be a white character. They're going to try to find any loophole to make the character into a dark skin character, and this is just another reason why you should avoid this absolute garbage in its entirety. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.